Mike Huber, Moneyball Hitting Magazine, team hitting specialist, and lead columnist for the magazine. Today we're talking about the New York Mets, and folks, this is going to be fun because I'm going to tie in a lot of things about what's going on with the professional hitting coaches out there. Uh, since we're talking about the Mets, we're not talking about the Big Apple out there because some hitting coaches out there, namely Dave Hodgkins, has made it into a small apple. Look how small this apple is. Okay? Let's talk a little bit about the Mets. They were ranked 28th last year. Hodgkins just got fired from his job. 239 team batting average, 364 slugging. It doesn't get any worse than that, folks. Hodgkins has been there for 4 years, and he started out at the 6th best hitting team and has progressively gotten worse every year. They went from the last 2 years from 19th to 28th. When Hodgkins got there as a hitting coach, they moved the fences in considerably, and they moved the walls down. So then the batting averages and the slugging percentages got worse, and they got outslugged like 70-80% of the time every time an opposing team came in. So what's that tell you? That tells you that Dave Hodgkins does not know how to teach a team to hit for power. Even though Dave Hodgkins, and we've talked about this before, is one of the biggest hitting gurus out there. Hittingforexcellence.com. Go to it. He knows a lot of things about hitting, a lot of good things. The one thing that he doesn't know about is how to start the swing in proper sequence, just like almost all the rest of them out there, and that's where all the problems lie. Okay? So he does not know how to get guys to hit for power. And obviously, he doesn't know how to get guys to hit for a higher team batting average. Unbelievable. And this guy is pranced around convention after convention as being one of the lead speakers on hitting. And he did not know how good or how great he was up until the point he started coaching teams. Okay? He's been, now he's with Houston, he's been with the Oakland A's, he's been let go, job after job after job. But in between that all, he has been put on a pedestal as a guru of hitting. And you're not a guru of hitting until you can progressively get a team better. Okay? You are not a guru of hitting if you are in the major leagues and you are networking with major leaguers. You do not. You can get tabbed a guru, but you're not. And Dave Hodgkins knows the truth of this by now also. Okay? It is unbelievable. Now, Hodgkins got the job with the Mets because he's like really good friends with, what's his name, Sandy Alderson, the general manager. And this is what happens when friends connect with friends and they start to coach teams together and stuff like that. When it all goes bad, there's a separation. Now you're no longer friends anymore. Okay? Or you don't collaborate too much anymore. And it's too bad that it happens like this, but it's all, here's my friend, I trust this guy, blah, blah, blah. Then you find out that they don't know the truth. And the truth to hitting is more mysterious than who made this apple. Okay? Dave Hodgkins is a very spiritual guy, claims that Jesus Christ is the Savior and all this sort of stuff. It is beyond the mysteries of that, even. Jesus Christ cannot come in and help hitters with their team batting averages and slugging percentages. And Dave Hodgkins has proved that. It is beyond that. One of my websites is called hubieMagic.com. Everybody's like, why do you use the word magic? Magic is scientific fact with pieces of the puzzle put together that help people get to a certain spot. That's what magic is. People heal with magic. You know, people have certain formulas. Moneyball formula is a form of magic. Okay? Dave Hodgkins does not have the magic. He has surrounded himself with a lot of good facts, but he's never put the pieces of the puzzle really together. Unbelievable how they had just went downhill with this guru sitting on top of the throne. Okay? When he got fired, I think he got fired in the middle of the season. Lamar Johnson comes in, who's the hitting coordinator there for 10 years. Okay? There must have been a lot of pressure on the players because all of a sudden the run differential goes up sky high once he leaves. It's like, oh boy. Because we know what Dave Hodgkins was doing eventually. You know, he wasn't, maybe when he first went in, he was messing around with swings. I don't know. But his main focus was getting good at bats, swinging at good pitches. Are you behind in the count? How many pitches, bad pitches did you swing at this count? And he had it was all over his wall. He had bulletin boards of each and every player. And then he would give the reports to each and every player. And after a while, the players were like, I don't know what to do with this. You know? In our Moneyball hitting formula, we actually have a formula on how to not swing at bad pitches. It's built inside the formula. It all has to do with muscle memory, actually, in the start of the swing. So obviously Hodgkins doesn't know. Anybody can tell, oh, you're swinging the bad pitches here, you're swinging the bad pitches here. Here you had a good at bat, and you give some report. Any sixth grader could do that. Tell me how I stop myself from swinging at bad pitches. It's built within the body. It's built within our formula, actually. Okay? Unbelievable. So, this goes out to all the Mets fans. And if you're in the front office listening to this in a cubicle, I would not watch this video publicly in front of all the front office people, because I'm telling you, the Mets are, they're not real smart about the way they're going about this. So they let Hodgkins come in and they let the whole thing go downhill, and their slugging percentage just, they finished last in slugging percentage, near last the last couple of years at least, which Hodgkins there, okay? And now they hire Kevin Long of the New York Yankees. Well, boy, he's with the New York Yankees. We got to bring in a new voice from the Yankees. And you associate Yankees with winning, right? Long was there for 10 years, right? The Yankees, year in and year out, have the best hitting talent every year, correct? Nobody knows to look what Long actually did to that team. When he first got there, it was a gold mine. They were like a 290 hitting team. Every year since, they went down to 280, to 270, to 260. When they got down to 260, he really got nervous and started really trying to put his hands on him. They went down to 250, to 240, and then they finally released him. He totally demolished the hitting with the New York Yankees. Now he's going to do the same with the Mets. The Mets can't get any worse, okay? But it's not going to get any better. They only have a couple of good hitters on the team. Duda, 253, big deal. He hit 30 home runs. We could say that he's a star hitter. They don't have any star hitters at all. Remember, we said you need 4 star hitters. They don't have any. Even Wright only hit 8 home runs. Hit like 270, 280, or 260, or whatever it was. Hodgkins, what did you do with Wright, for crying out loud? I'm going to tell you that Kevin Long's not going to be able to resurrect any of these guys. They had 5 guys between 260 and 280 who hit under 10 home runs. Big deal. You're hardly even chipping guys. Then you had 5 or 6 guys, Mets, that are under 250, hitting hardly any home runs at all. I mean, you are in you are in big trouble, and Long is not going to be any better. And we're going to show you some videos of how Kevin Long works and how he has completely demolished the hitters. And Granderson, who's with the Mets right now, is one of the hitters. When he was with the Yankees, that his power numbers went down by 10 to 15 home runs, and his batting average went down at least 30 runs while working with very closely with Mr. Long. And now Granderson's saying, they interviewed him, what do you think about Kevin Long coming over? And Granderson's being so politically correct and Mr. Nice Guy. Oh, everybody loves Kevin Long. He's such a positive person. And then he makes the claim, even when we're not getting the results that we want to get sometimes, he's still on your side. So he's showing you stuff that doesn't work, but yet he's still being positive about it. Big deal. You're not getting any better, and you're not going to get any better. And as we've gone through all these teams, we're showing you all the hitting coaches that have totally destroyed and hitters. Not only that, most of them are put on a pedestal and big-time speakers at conventions and are noted gurus up until the time that they teach a team and get destroyed and get fired. Okay? But the conventions probably still put them up there. And it's just not going to get any better, Mets. You went from one schlep to the next schlep, basically. And Mets fans, I do this for a living. I do research on this for a living. I predict and I know what's going to happen. And it's all in the teaching of the hitters, because these hitting instructors are teaching more, getting more philosophical, getting more strategic, getting more technical, and hitting is getting worse since 1972 if you haven't been watching my videos. And the squeeze is on the hitting instructors, and they're trying harder. They're getting assistant hitting coaches, and it's still getting worse. It's the Mets, you have such a long way to go that it's just unbelievable. And just like the Yankees did with Long, year after year they got great free agents to come in to replace the guys that Long demolished, and then Long, it would take them 1 or 2 years for Long to demolish those hitters. Okay? And there were a few hitters that escaped Long's wrath, like maybe a Robinson Cano, who had their own outside hitting coaches, and Long knew not to touch him. Unless Long comes in and just completely goes hands off mechanically like he should, and just goes psychological and mental, then he's going to do the same thing that Hodgkins did. Hodgkins, who's down there with Houston now, and joining hands with John Maley, who demolished the Marlins. So they're demolishers. They're nice guys. They wear the cap. They're professional. They're positive, but they have not decoded how to teach and fix problems in hitting with these professionals. And it gets worse. Duly noted, we are calling them out in Moneyball Hitting Magazine. And no, I did not play Major League Baseball, but yes, I do have the authority to call these guys out. Because I myself have worked with 100 teams, and we have a proven formula where the teams get better each and every year. And we're seeing that these gurus have a proven formula that they are demolishing teams. And sometimes I do realize that it's not their fault from one year to the next, because maybe there's another hitting instructor or hitting coordinator who's trying to do different things or whatever. We understand that. But when you're in for more than 2, 3, 4 years, and you can see the numbers going down, and we can see what you're doing with the teams by the way that you speak about it and your philosophies and all the research that I do, we know what's going on. And if there's any ex-players of Hodgkins or Long that want to come and speak to us about exactly what we're talking about is correct, then come aboard and let's get the truth out about this. It's probably going to be some ex-players who are either retired or their careers have ended because they can't hit anymore because guys like this. And Moneyball Hitter Magazine this is what it's all about. Is we have to reveal the truth, because once you get into college, minor leagues, and even the major leagues, you have to, if you have a good swing and you're getting results, you have to avoid these gurus in wolves clothing, basically. Okay? Because if you get big leagued by these guys, okay, oh boy, I made the minor leagues, I'm so happy. Then you just listen to everybody about hitting, and you get big leagued by these guys, your numbers will go down and your career will be over before you know it. And you won't know what happened. But you'll be happy anyway because you got to that level. Okay? And now you can start your own hitting academy and teach the same old crap, which is what goes on. And I know it. Because I'm sitting from an eagle's nest. I've been doing this for such a long time. Our Moneyball hitting methods are almost complete opposite of what all these pro hitting coaches do. We don't do back knee to the ball. We do not talk about knob to the ball. We do not talk about lifting our back leg to the ball. We don't talk about throwing our hands to the ball. We don't talk about linear swings or pushing the ball through the zone on follow through. Once I started to know that all was not working from major leagues on down, I took an opposite approach. This is a big tip to everything everybody was saying. And then when we go in and we fix teams from, usually hitting coaches, the manager said, well, we had this hitting coach for so many years and our numbers went down. This is what he was teaching, which all relates to what all the major league guys have been teaching. And we go in with our system and we turn the whole thing around. It's all about numbers. The team batting averages go up, power numbers go up, on-base percentages go up. It's a Moneyball formula. We have a Moneyball hitting training formula. Okay? Now, if you are in a front office position or you're a player personnel position and you're hearing this, you might want to get the Mets this video right here, because I'm dead serious that there are, and you know what? Call it magic if you want. All it is scientific facts pieced together in a puzzle and putting into a training formula, which would make this small apple that's going on with their hitters in New York into a big, huge apple, and you're back to the big apple. We would love the fact that you brought the fences in. That would play to our formula, but it didn't play to Hodgkin's formula, because he's Mr. Contact, put the ball in play and see what happens type of thing. Swing at good pitches. Any third grader can tell a big leaguer that. Okay? More efficient swings, more of the time, using the right type of muscles that puts the swing in sync, and the plane of the swing is going to match the ball of the swing. That's part of the formula right there. Okay? So, Mets, you are in huge amount of trouble with Kevin Long coming in. Kevin Long, it's come to Jesus time with you. Okay? If you can't get a last place hitting team, at least up to a couple of notches, you're not going to last long there, and this might be your last run. Okay? Even know that you were with the New York Yankees and that you can place any milk dud on top of a gold mine and you're going to win until the milk dud melts and covers the gold. Which is, wait until I show you some videos of how Kevin Long teaches hitting. Yes, even with Alex Rodriguez. And this video I'm going to show you, we do the exact opposite of what this guy does. Okay? But he's got such a big name, this Kevin Long guy, that he big leagues everybody, and he manipulates even the great hitters into thinking that he knows what he's talking about, and they're going to get any better, and they don't. He helps maybe 1 out of every 20 players that he coaches, and he helps them just a little bit, if that, maybe. Okay, maybe, but he's ruining 19 times as much more hitters. And the thing is, he's trying his best. He doesn't even know that he's doing it because he can't see that, because he's got his World Series ring in. He's associated with the Yankees and a bunch of other people and all these professional players that he's friends with and stuff like that. That all covers up the truth. We at Moneyball Hitter, we're bringing out the truth. And Mets, the truth in this situation is not going to set you free. I'm sorry, but we'll keep a close eye on it. And when my predictions come true, unless you get like 8 free agents that can totally just bomb the ball, which you're not going to be able to because these types of players aren't out there too much anymore, then you're in trouble. You're in trouble. If you keep Kevin Long on your staff for 10 more years, you can expect to be a near last place team for the next 10 years, as far as I'm concerned. Sorry. All right, sorry to bring you the bad news, Mets. Mike Huber over and out. Moneyball Hitter Magazine. If you want to like this, you want to share this with your friends, go right ahead, because this information is information that you're not really going to hear. Okay? We are on a campaign, and it's not pretty. Okay? There's only a few good hitting teams out there, and out of 30 teams, there's maybe 1 or 2 hitting instructors that I'll even say that are doing a decent job. Really, I'm serious. Okay? Go through the rest of our teams and you'll hear some similar talk, that what's going on here. Different stories, similar talk. Take care.